Welcome to We Seek First podcast, where we talk about living life as a Christian and everything in between. We are your hosts, Takara,
Katrina,
Latresa, and LaQuinta.
Join us every week for a fresh episode. But today we have an exciting episode for you, so sit back, relax, and let's talk.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of We Seek First. Today's topic will be life as a woman.
Ooh,
Controversial.
We are all women here, so
Yeah.
we should know something
I
about
hope
it.
that we
will
are.
get
Yeah.
to.
But I kind of wanted to get into how life as a woman has changed.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from the beginning of time to 2020.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
I kind of wanted to throw out a couple of facts first to kind of get the conversation started. So,
Okay.
I did a little digging and I found a few things that women were not allowed to do 100 years ago.
Oh,
So-
just 100 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't know the exact time when these changed, but 100 years ago, women could not inherit or hold property like men could. They couldn't serve on the jury. They couldn't open a bank
They need
account.
to bring that back.
They-
I like that one.
Yeah, they
No
couldn't,
jury duty.
Oh yeah. But yeah, they couldn't apply for a loan. They couldn't become lawyers, accountants.
Wow.
They, of course, we all know they did not have equal pay like
Right.
the men had.
Yeah.
And also for like a woman who is married, you couldn't get like a court order against your husband.
Okay.
Hold
So
on. Wait.
yeah,
So you couldn't file for what do they call it when you want restraining order?
no,
You couldn't. I want to sue
Oh.
him.
no.
I guess I never thought about that. We always focus on what was put into history, which I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that was too, like the voting rights and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff like
we all
that.
know that, but
yeah.
It
pretty
goes
much
deeper.
back then, women did not have
They didn't
Any
mean
power.
a hill of beans.
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
help, no rights, no
So I was
nothing.
just an object. An animal probably had more value than I did.
Girl.
Goodness.
Probably.
Well, if you go back like into the 1800s, a little
Mhm.
farther back,
Mhm.
pretty much the society, the way that women, they were controlled kind of by their fathers, brothers, any male relatives that
Mhm.
were in
Yeah.
their family. Once they got married, everything that they inherited went straight to the husband. They were not allowed to
Mhm.
own anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then if a woman ended up in like a bad marriage and she decided to leave the man,
Mhm.
she could get captured by the law and punished because she left him.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So if
In the
he,
I didn't know that.
1800s.
if
Yeah.
he's like, I want to kill you or I'm gonna choke you every day, she just has to be like, yay, I'm getting choked.
I mean,
Or you
hey,
go to jail.
I mean, I don't know what the punishment was, but this was back in the 1800s. Like, you could not just run off and leave him. And I know I've heard a lot of in history, like, if there's a man and a woman, they're married, they have kids. If the
Mhm.
woman wants to leave,
She has to
Has
leave the
to
kid.
leave.
yeah, that
Yeah.
With the
in
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
cultures or some, some, I don't remember what period of time it
Mhm.
was, but the man could take the kids and everything, and you would just be out
Yeah.
the door. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So,
That's
I know things are a lot different today.
Much different.
Much,
yeah.
much different.
Thank God for that.
2020.
Well, for some of it.
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to discuss women and how our roles have changed,
Mhm.
how the treatment of women has
Mhm.
changed.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we can kind of start by what God intended
Mhm.
for women. What do you guys think that God intended for women? It doesn't really matter the time because God does
Mhm.
not change.
No, he
I,
does
I
not.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
So what opinion do you have about what God intended for women?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I think that our intentions, what we were made for, we were
Yeah.
supposed to be a helpmeet for our husbands.
Mm-hmm.
When Eve was created, it was because Adam was lonely. The animals
Mhm.
had somebody. He was like, "What about me?"
Mhm.
Yeah.
So God was like, "Cool. You want Eve? We got an Eve." So then she comes, and they're supposed to be as one
And she was made from the man.
from the
right?
man, which
Mhm.
and I think the whole thing where they were he took the rib and put it in
Mhm.
the woman and things
Mhm.
like that. That's a lot of people say that's a symbolization of their marriage and how you're two, but you're made to be one
Yeah.
Mhm.
and things like that. But I think that it was equal. Like in the garden, yes, he had jobs and things like that, but I don't. There was no. It wasn't like Adam was closer to God than Eve.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They were equal.
Mhm.
They
I
were.
agree.
I think they probably
Mhm.
had different jobs or different responsibilities
Mhm.
in the garden, but
Mhm.
they were like,
Yeah.
the
Well,
same.
to a certain extent, because the reason I say that is when Eve ate the fruit.
That's
Okay,
when it
well,
changed,
right,
though.
yeah.
She was talking about
I'm
before.
talking, no,
Yeah.
but hold on.
Okay. Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
this what I'm thinking about.
Mhm.
Remember when Adam blamed Eve, but
Mhm.
God was like, okay, you.
He did.
Yeah.
It was like you blaming her, but I'm talking to you. Why
Mhm.
did you? And it sounds like to me he had more responsibility
Yeah.
or something.
I see what you're
That's
saying.
just my opinion.
No, I
But
see what you're
then-
saying.
But I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying. That like they were kind of equal because after she ate the fruit, of course, all of the punishments came
Mhm.
down. Where,
But it was for both of them. They both
Yeah.
received because they both did wrong. Even though, yes, it was Eve's fault. She was the one that succumbed
She
to.
was tricked.
Yeah.
Which is
She-
how all of this, we starting off with all of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the weaker, which I think that is a really good view of how women are. We are the
Mhm.
weaker vessel. We
Mhm.
can be tricked.
Mhm.
Not that not that men can't.
Mhm.
But it's like women are, if you think about it, basically, women are emotional, like we're emotion led
Yeah.
first.
We
and
are.
then we go with our thoughts or
Mhm.
logical thinking. Men, they're logical first and emotion way, way last.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it doesn't mean that women are just nothing. You
Or
know.
stupid.
I
No,
know.
yeah.
I
Because
know.
Eve was not stupid. She knew, but it was kind of like, oh,
And I
okay.
think the issue is that women hate to hear that
They do.
weaker vessel.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it does not mean that you're stupid.
It's not
Mhm.
demeaning.
This came from God.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You are called the weaker vessel because
Yeah.
you were the one that got tricked.
Mhm.
in the
It
garden.
was
I
proven.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's just, and I
Mhm.
accept that as a woman.
I
I'm
do
the
too.
weaker vessel.
Yeah.
But I
That's-
see that in my own life, though.
Mhm.
I see it how when things happen, the first thing as a woman that I do, I'm emotion led. I think
Yeah.
about how I feel and what it oh, it hurts. My feelings are hurt or my pride is hurt or what. You don't think logically, like, put all of that to the side. What do I need to do? The first thing that comes to your mind is how you feel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's how Eve was because, she was the first woman. I know it has to be the same way.
Mhm.
But Adam, just like men, they are. I don't want to say focused, but it's kind of like they're.
They don't have as much emotion as women too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't lead with their heart
Mhm.
1st. They're like, now, and we're talking about a really good man. He could be like strength first
Yeah.
or logic 1st.
Mhm.
And then it's like when it's all said and done and he's done his job and everything's safe or everything's fine, then the emotion will come.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, that's just what I have seen.
Mhm.
And then, of course, I've done a little research about men and women and how they're different and things like that. And that's the research proves it. Science proves it. The Bible proves it.
Yeah.
So,
And there's nothing wrong with being the woman or the weaker vessel. Like that is what the man is there for.
yeah, to
Like
a
he is the
balance.
strength. He's the leader.
Mhm.
And of course, what happened in the garden,
Mhm.
that's what God put on the woman. Okay,
Mhm.
you are
You
the
messed
weaker
up.
vessel.
Yeah.
You messed up.
Yeah.
So your job or his job is going to be the
Over
leader
you.
over you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, that's
Mhm.
just what that was God's decision. And I
Mhm.
think today, with it being 2020, I do not believe that changed.
No,
No.
he
At all.
said,
You mean
He
God's
did-
word?
he
Yeah.
said it
Oh,
doesn't
no.
change.
Yeah.
It was before, it's going to be here now, it's
Mhm.
going to be after us.
Yeah.
It's always.
I don't believe it changed because
No, we're the ones that change.
I was
Oh, yeah,
about to
we're
say,
fickle.
when
It is
you
totally
can't tell a
different.
woman that a man is over her these days.
Man.
You cannot.
Not in 2020.
They will slice you. Like
Yeah, like yeah.
But you know what? I think about that, and the first thing that I think about is before the incident. I wonder, even before Eve was created, how many times did the devil come to him?
I
It
don't know.
doesn't
they
talk
don't really
about
talk
it,
about that.
But it's kind of like, to me, if that's his job, he's like, well, Eve ain't here. Let's deal with Adam. I'm pretty sure if he tempted Jesus, I'm pretty sure he tempted Adam too.
he probably did.
And it never worked until Eve came.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't written. It's not, but I just think about that. Like, maybe that's probably like, well, see, it didn't happen until you came, ma'am.
I mean, yeah, she was just the weaker vessel. And
Yeah.
I mean, and what do you think about the role of how women are today, 2020?
Oh.
When I think about it,
They're more
I mean,
independent.
yeah, very.
Very independent. Like, we
Too
don't need a
independent.
man.
Mhm.
Like,
I think it's a reason for that though.
Me too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I'll just say, I'll take me because I'm single and by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm independent.
Mhm.
And
Well, you
right
have to
now
be.
in my life, do I feel like I need a man? No,
No.
because
Yeah.
I'm doing fine on my own.
Mhm.
I think that's why women started saying that, and a lot of the times you cannot find a good man
Right.
at all. It is very hard.
Yeah.
I'm
I
am I
agree.
right?
and we
I
have
agree.
to live
It's
in this
hard.
world, so
And we can't sit and wait
and
on the
depend
husband.
on a man.
So we get up
Mhm.
and we do for ourselves and
Yeah.
we become strong and independent. And then I guess that's where that attitude came in.
But
I mean, I want a man though. So I mean, I,
but
I
you know
think-
what? I think that hurt came in, which is why the attitude behind
yeah, I don't
I'm
need a
independent and
man.
I don't need, because
Yeah.
me myself, even though I do have a child, I take care of us. I
Mhm.
pay our bills. I make sure that we are straight.
Mhm.
Are we rich? By no means we are not rich,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but we are okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We make it. God provides, and we're fine. I consider myself independent. I'm doing fine. I don't, and just like you said, I
Right.
don't need
Right.
a man, but I
You want
one.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
difference.
And
And I
maybe
do
that's
thi-
what women
Mhm.
mean when they say that. I
No.
don't know.
now
Well,
some
no.
claim that they don't want one, they don't need one, they're
Yeah,
not
that the
getting
attitude.
one.
But
Right.
this is the problem I have with that statement.
Mhm.
You're putting out there, oh, I don't need you. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, I'm not a man, but
Yeah.
I have seen where men just feel good being the head of the home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're taking
They
care
like
of their
praise.
family.
Mhm.
And it's like you're taking that away from
Yeah.
him.
Mhm.
Because even after some women get married, they're like, oh, I still don't need you.
Yeah, and that's a bad attitude to
Yeah,
have
it is.
towards your husband.
Because
I mean,
when you're married, you do need each other.
Right.
You're
Yeah, you
supposed to
should
be
need
one.
them.
You do.
I think too, it's like when you decide to join your life with another person, it's like you live life together.
Mhm.
You're not in the world by yourself. When you're
Mhm.
single, you're by yourself. You have to do what you got to do.
Right.
But when you're together, you live life together. Doesn't matter what it is, what circumstance it is, where you go, what happened. It's together. So
Yeah.
you do need each other.
And
You
when
need
you
to
have-
hold each other
when
up.
you have kids, I mean, that woman needs help. There are sleepless nights. I mean,
It
if
is.
you have if you don't have a husband or a man, what do you
Can
do?
Well,
she do it on her own?
yes,
Sure,
because
but
I
it's
did
better
it.
It's
with
a struggle,
help.
yes.
But you know what? I my story is not like that.
Mhm.
I was fine
Mhm.
when I had him. Now,
But
he
you
was-
had help from family though. so-
okay. I did have financial help at the
Mhm.
because I wasn't gonna go and throw my child somewhere. It was like I wanted to raise him myself.
Mhm.
And with the help of my family, I was able to raise him myself. So but sleepless nights and
Yeah.
that wasn't my story.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed every bit of it. The sleepless nights, I was fine with it because I'm
Yeah.
like, this is what comes with when you have a child.
Right.
Mhm.
Even though he was difficult because all he
Ooh,
did was
yes.
cry
That is true.
and embarrass me, and it was just hard. But, but it's like I still can look back at it and be
Yeah.
like, I killed that.
Yeah.
Like I could,
Yeah.
and I did it without anyone, a man being there.
Mhm.
I still did it, and it's like Do I wish it was different? Of course. Was it? No.
And that's why I think women have that attitude.
Mhm.
When the man dumps them,
Yeah.
leave them with this child, they
Yeah.
automatically, I don't need. It's feelings behind that. I
It
think
is.
most
Right,
of the
hurt.
women that
You're
there's feelings
hurt.
behind
And
it.
you can't carry that for the rest of your life.
Right.
Because when you
Especially-
finally get a
Yep.
good man
Yep.
and you tell, I don't need you.
That's not-
if you don't act right, you got, like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, you are taking away his role that God
Mhm.
intended him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I know I hear a lot of couples or whatever, and I
Mhm.
know today is totally different. They may
It
say
is.
we're old fashioned or whatever, but I
Mhm.
hate to hear how somebody is married and it's like you do your thing and I'm gonna do my
Yeah.
thing. Like,
You're not on the same page.
I think some women want to feel so independent where it's like, look, I'm gonna pay my bills over
Yep.
here. You
Mhm.
do this bill and this
Yep.
bill, and they become like roommates.
Yep.
And
And
they
it-
split the bills with the kids. You pay his school, and I'll pay for clothes and food.
And I'm like, are we married or are we?
Are
like,
y'all
I'm
just
telling
friends,
you, that's
partners?
exactly how it is
Yeah.
today.
Oh yeah,
It
you go
is
on a date and they
crazy.
we're splitting it and
Everything
What
is
do they
We're
call
not
it?
going Dutch.
Yeah, they go Dutch. And I'm like, what is this
I'm
mess?
telling
You,
you.
better pay for my
Yeah.
mess.
And that's
you
why-
invited me out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's why men are being raised today to kind of feel like, oh, woman can do it herself.
Mhm.
I don't have to pay for dates. I don't
Yep.
have to.
They're not
work on-
required to
I
do
don't have to be
anything.
the breadwinner.
Yep.
Like, that's
feel
why
like
I
men
think
are
they're
like
trying
that.
to make
I
a
feel like-
statement. It's more. It's not even about. They want to make a statement. I can afford to do this. I don't need you. They're
Okay.
trying.
And then the men I feel like they become intimidated.
Yeah.
Oh
And,
yeah, definitely.
You know,
And-
they
but
just go ahead
nowadays-
and fall under and
Well,
be
that's
weak.
something-
Well,
I
they
cannot stand a
expect
weak
it now.
man.
Oh,
I
of
hate
course.
that.
They
so
expect it now.
unattractive.
There is no. It's been a long time since I heard a guy actually be like, "Okay, I'm gonna pay for you. I want to do this."
Mhm.
Now that we better be, splitting our bills.
You
We
better
be-
have your own
right.
job.
You better,
Well,
there is no. He's
They
not
call-
taking care of anything anymore.
They say you're lazy. If
Right,
you don't, if
yeah.
your husband works and you stay home, oh, you're lazy.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
And I'm
But
like,
that's
who is-
how families were from the beginning.
Mhm.
Like, in my opinion, that's how it was intended. But I
Yeah.
think as time went on, everything just got messed up.
Yeah.
The devil attacked the home.
Girl,
Because
did
when
he.
you think about in the Bible, okay, back then in the Bible, the job of a man was mainly, they had animals and crops or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't per se go to a job.
Mhm.
Well,
But
that
the
was
woman-
his job. Their
Well, yeah,
livelihood.
and the woman pretty much took care of the kids and took
Right.
care of home, and everything worked
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
But I think a certain point in history, women did not have the men there, and
Which
they were
was
forced.
World War
Yeah.
One. I think it was the
Mhm.
first one.
All the men left.
All
A
the
lot
men-
of them died. Women
Mhm.
had to go out get work. Get
Well,
a job.
somebody
they
had
work
to
crops.
I
run
think
the
that's when
world
everything switched.
Every-
at
Everything
home.
changed,
And I
yeah.
can't remember if it was World War One or two. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna correct us, but I believe it. I want to say it was the one with nope. It was World War Two.
Okay, well we're not sure.
But
so
but
what-
anyway, all the women. It was kind of like so many were leaving, and so many were leaving and dying and not
Yeah,
coming
they had
home.
no choice.
They were like, "Who is
well, they
running
didn't
the
have
factories?"
workers. They
Who-
didn't have
The women had
women
to do
and
it.
children were in
Mhm.
the factories.
Yeah.
They had to do until
Right.
the war was over and they came back home. And then the women were like, well, we like this. When you were gone, I was a manager. I had my own crew. I was making my own money. And then you come back and you want me to still
Be in the
Be a
same
homemaker.
role,
Yeah,
right.
you want me to go back home and come under and not leave the house and not do it. They got a taste of being in leadership.
Mhm.
They didn't want to leave it.
And I think a lot of men just didn't make it back.
Oh, a lot
and
of them
then
didn't.
a lot of them who did come back, some of them were
Had
not in there.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So women were kind of forced into the leadership role.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even still after the war, people just looked at it different. Like
They did,
it was
yeah.
it's so many women who are on their own,
Mhm.
and it's like they have to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the men kind of dropped the ball. A
Oh
little
yeah.
Well,
bit. And we live in a time where you can't really just sit
Well,
back and
right.
depend on a man.
Well,
like
they don't
that.
hold a man to the same
No.
standards as they did
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
well, even though we do, because like all of this, oh, don't pay for that. I have never
Oh yeah.
in my life
I have
ever
never
been.
paid for a
I have
date.
never been asked out on a date, and I pay me.
But you know what?
Did you not ask me to come out with you?
When you start dating now, because I
Right.
know
Oh,
it's probably
yeah.
been a minute.
It's been
When
a
you
little
start
while.
back, these guys out here, they feel.
They
I'm
expect
telling you, that's
you
how
better
they
bring your
feel.
paycheck. I mean, your
I
your
cannot.
checkbook.
I just
They're
don't
not-
like it. You can call me
Yeah.
old fashioned. You're stuck in the 18. Whatever
Well, I'll
you
be
want to
stuck
say.
with
Thank
no
you.
jury duty. Thank you.
I don't
Look, if you ask me out, you better know that you're paying for my meal.
Well, but I
And
think
for some reason they say, "Oh, you're a gold digger." I'm like, okay,
How are you a
if
gold
you can't
digger?
even pay for my meal?
How are you
going
gonna support
How are you
me?
the head of the
Yeah.
house? That's what I'm trying to get.
you're
like,
not proving that you can take care of me.
How are you the head of the house when we both bring home the bacon?
Uh-huh.
We like she is actually doing more than you are. So how?
And that's
what
the
makes you
thing.
the head?
That's the thing. When people take out the Bible, when you take that away,
Mhm.
what you're saying, that
There's
doesn't
no
mean,
structure.
right. It doesn't matter.
And the marriage is like
You're a partner. It's no marriage. It's a partnership. People get married nowadays. It's kind of like, what do you have, and what do I have? If we put it together, how great can we be? Because
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, I want to build my kingdom for my king and my queen. Stop it.
Well,
This is not a Fortune 500 company.
If you're gonna live by those standards, you don't need to have children then, because I mean,
Well, you don't even
someone
need to
has
get married.
take care of that child.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
Yeah.
daycares take care of the
Yeah, that's
children.
what
Or
I'm
the
saying.
school
There's no
systems.
one raising
And
your
think
children,
about
which
it.
is why they turn out like that.
Exactly. Who is at home if mom and dad is working?
Got a
corporate
who
job.
are raising
Mhm.
these children? The
Mhm.
daycare. And these crappy daycares, we all heard
Oh,
about
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Look at the last one we was talking about with the
Right.
woman
Oh,
writing
yeah,
on the
right, yeah.
kid.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
and the school system where they're
Yeah.
learning God knows what.
yeah.
Because I know it's warped into something worse than when we were in school. But it's like the parents are never home. The kids are at home either by themselves, looking at other things that they're not supposed to, going places they're not supposed to be, being around people that, of course, you've all heard the stories. Oh, Susie got raped. Well, where were your mom and dad? Oh, they were at work. Well,
Yeah.
who was watching you? Uncle Bobby. So who raped you? Uncle Bobby.
It's crazy.
And it's like
Yeah,
if mommy was at home, or even dad,
Mm-hmm.
if dad has a disability and he cannot work, why are you not at home raising little Susie?
Somebody
Somebody
has
is
to be
gonna
there.
lack.
Mhm.
There's gonna be lacking
It is.
somewhere in the marriage, in the home.
And if
And
they
I-
just follow what was done in the beginning,
That's
the
the
problem.
same way.
And it worked.
the
Why are you
beautifully.
trying to fix what ain't broke?
That's
Just
when
I know.
everything
alone.
went down the drain when
Yeah.
you took out the Bible. I'm telling
That's
you.
true.
And it's a lot of homes I know sometimes the women are forced to work because they just have to.
That's
Yeah.
Because
different.
I mean, yeah, sometimes the man does not make enough money to take care of the
Support,
home
yeah.
or whatever, and she has to, do a little something.
Mhm.
But it's like, I don't know. I feel like if you have a husband who makes enough money, he's a
Yeah.
good man or whatever.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong with you
Mhm.
wanting to be a housewife or take care of the kids, because
Mhm.
when you think about it, you're kind of putting more on you than you have
Right.
to.
Yeah.
Because think about, I know a lot of women who have full-time jobs.
They
They go
do.
to work right along with the husband. When they come
40
home,
hours.
the husband sits down and watch sports. She has to cook dinner. She has to clean the house.
It's crazy.
She has to take care of the kids. She has to help them with the homework. Like
Mhm.
you're doing double the work.
Yep.
And people always say, oh, 50-50. If she's not working, it's not 50-50.
But that's not 50-50 when you go to work and come home. She goes to work, come home,
Well, you
feed
know
the
what?
kids, feed you, clean up after
They
y'all.
call them super moms.
Oh yeah, they
Give
do.
them a
No,
name to make them
I'm
feel
sorry.
better.
But you're not, though.
you're exhausted.
You
Right.
are, and then at the
Worn
end of the
out.
day, the husband's like, "Honey, do your wifely do?"
And they don't feel like it.
Sir, do you not?
Which
I
leads
have,
to a rabbit hole of other things that
Yeah.
happen in their
Yes.
marriage
That's
because
the
that
problem.
woman is worn out and tired.
she is, but then I think that with it being switched, I think that that's what the devil intended. It's kind of like God intended it for the man to lead and the woman to take care of home. The devil came and switched it, and he has the man at home. He's not, because whether you believe it or not, I don't know if it's old fashioned or not, but men are built to be workers. They
And
are
strong,
built to
yeah.
be strong and to be able to go out in the harsh world.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter what the temperature is or what the weather is or whatever it is, they are built to go out there and provide for their family. The woman is built to get the house in order.
Be a caregiver.
Be a caregiver.
Mhm.
Be the safe place for your husband to come home
Mm-hmm.
to. But then when it's switched, nothing is going to work right.
No.
Not that the husband can't raise children. That's not what we're saying. But it's kind of like if you're
That
forced
wasn't
to
his
be like
original
that,
role.
it's
Mhm.
fine. But if you don't, if it's not, if it doesn't have to be that way, I don't understand why women would choose it. I'm not doing the 40 acres
Girl,
and a
me
mule
too.
and go and pick cotton
Thank
and
you.
go and work at the factory.
And
No,
my,
I don't
in my
understand.
opinion, it's like, okay, every marriage is different. Everybody come
Mhm.
into it with an agreement.
yeah.
Okay, if we agree that we both are gonna have a job because we need it or whatever,
Mhm.
fine. But when we get home from work, all right, who's cooking and who's cleaning?
Yeah.
Like, don't have me working, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the
Mhm.
kids.
That's how it ends
Like,
up.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, and I'm confused because it's like, okay, if I gotta help you bring home the bacon, you need to help me take care of the house.
You need to be
that's
there
my
to cook
opinion.
it when I come home.
Yeah.
Is that bacon cooked, sir?
Because I mean, why are women putting so much on their self and they're tired, worn out, or whatever?
Trying
and
to
it's-
outdo the men.
Yeah.
That's all
Right.
it
And
is.
it's
Like,
not
why?
it shouldn't
I
be a
don't know why.
competition. It shouldn't be. But I think that that's the way Satan has got it to where everything is so messed up. Nobody knows their role until
Oh,
you
yeah.
crack open the Bible and be like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do.
That's the problem. Nobody
That's their
wants to follow
mindset,
it.
right?
And
Nobody
so
wants
many
to follow it.
times I see kids just walking the street,
Yeah.
and I'm like, wait,
Where is
Where are your
is your
parents?
mama?
Yes.
And it's like I know a lot of homes don't have fathers, and I know the woman
Yeah.
has to work. But I don't know. I just don't see how your child is just able to roam the streets. Like
happens.
what?
There's
What's
nobody.
going on?
There's nobody at home. There's nobody. Like grandma gets old. Grandma might be senile or she may die. Like there's nobody. I think the whole family structure has been broken so
It's
far down.
dead.
There is no one there for the children. The parents can't be there. They can't be there for each other. As in a marriage, there is no family structure at all.
It's
Everybody
dead.
fails.
Completely dead.
And when you turn on the news, it's like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
there's a murder. It was a 16-year-old.
Yep.
And I'm like, what?
Yep.
It's like,
15,
sir, were you
16,
not supposed to be in school?
Like,
Because
where
they
are your
raised
parents?
themselves.
Like, it's I don't,
Working.
Wow.
They working. That's where they're at.
But okay, but even if they do have to work, I think that if you raise your family, your children, as in like the household is a Christian household, you try to follow it as best that you can to fall within what God says as best as you can, it's more likely that your child won't go out at 16 holding up a drugstore or
Yeah.
trying to rob an old lady.
Yeah.
Because
they've been taught,
moralistically,
yeah.
they wouldn't want to go that way.
Mhm.
But there are some kids, they fall through the cracks.
Mhm.
And like the Bible says, everybody ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
That life, making it into heaven, that ain't for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And some people were born into this world to be that. That's what their role is. It's sad, but I mean,
Yeah, and then another thing that I noticed, as far as the treatment of women, the way that women are treated in church is also something I
Oh
wanted to
my
talk
God.
about.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Girl.
horrible.
For
It's
some
like
reason,
slavery, child.
I don't know. I
Well, you're
think-
nothing in the church.
Well, it depends because when you look at the whole world and every single religion, I don't know. It seems like women are beat down with rules.
Every religion. I'm
Every
telling
single
you.
one.
Every
Every
single.
religion. Why
beat
do they
down with
attack the
rules.
women?
You know what?
I don't understand it.
I was okay, if anybody knows me, I am such a nerd with cultural stuff. I love learning about other cultures, other peoples with different languages and just things that they do. So and it doesn't matter what country it is. I just love it all. So I was watching this mini documentary about Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And this was only a couple of years ago. This was not like 10 years. This was like maybe 5 years ago. So it was about child brides. And this girl was 12. And she was marrying a man who was 38.
Forced or she wanted to?
Okay, so there were two girls. One was 11, one was 12. Yeah, one was 12. The 12-year-old said that she fell in love with that man. And in their culture, in that area of Africa, it's the one where they could have multiple wives. And of course, he had already had a wife, and she was like, she might have been in her early 30s. So she was almost in the same age range as him, but she was 12. 12. And she's like, we're so in love. We met at a store.
She doesn't know what love is.
Mm.
But her family's poor, and they're like, that's what happens in their culture. They get these little girls, and they're like, they're raised to be like, okay, now if you stay here, well, they can't stay. So they have no choice. You already know when you get a certain age, you cannot stay home because you're an extra mouth to feed, and we need you to get out. And they're like, okay, well, we don't care where you go, but you marrying somebody, and you got to go. It doesn't matter if he's old. Doesn't matter if he's young. Most of them are old. So the 11-year-old, she was forced to marry he was 50.
Ooh.
He was 50 something. And I'm just sitting there and she was sitting there. She wasn't crying. She was really sad. And she was like, oh, my parents are making me marry him. And they were like, why you don't want to marry him? Because he's old. Oh, it doesn't matter if he's old. He's we've already sold you. He gave us 8 cows and he gave you 8 cows and I can't remember how many goats. And the interviewer person was like, oh, so are the cows more valuable than her? And they were like, yes, of course.
Yeah.
How it
know,
is in other countries.
I know a lot of cultures where, okay, you have a daughter. She don't get to say who she wants to marry.
No.
Her parents is like, okay, the highest bidder, you can have her.
Well, it wasn't even about the highest bidder. The dad was like, listen, I have 50 cows and I need to have 60 to have this to be worth this much. He was considered richer because he would have 60 cows. Was he going to sell any of them and put it back in the house? No. And she was just sitting there like, yep. The cows are worth more, and I just get to go and with this old man. And he, as soon as he marries her, they go and do whatever. And then she's like, "Okay, now I have to go and take care of his cows."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, how old is this baby? Has she grown up? Do she have body parts that resemble a woman?
What kind of man won't that? Yeah.
Right. Who want children? They got a problem.
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Okay.
And they're trying to, they were saying that they were trying to outlaw it and all of that kind of stuff. But it's like, in America, we think that we have it bad because we have so many fatherless homes. But other countries, these women, you don't have a choice. You get all of these babies with this old man, and he's so old, he dies. And you're left by yourself. And the land, all the money, that's not even yours. And who knows how many wives he has. And then all of you have to move over to his brother or his father or whoever's still alive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in America, I don't think it's as bad as it
Oh,
could
no. It's
be.
not.
Oh,
It's
women are
not
completely
before.
free
Oh, yes.
in America.
Unless you're in some kind of cult or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of religions. Now, okay, we can talk about the apostolic religion. I know.
Well, we grew up in it.
Yeah,
so.
there are a lot of rules. Now, I don't think we had it that bad.
Us
Oh, okay,
personally,
us,
our
our
family,
family.
we didn't.
No.
Yeah.
But the other people,
I feel
sorry for
sorry
y'all.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for these people.
Yeah, what I don't know if every relationship followed this, and because by the time we got older, we weren't really we had our own church.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I saw a trend in church where the women, I don't know, it's like the ones that were married seemed like they couldn't move without permission. You know what I'm saying?
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like that.
I know a lot.
They had to
of-
ask for permission.
and I'm like, I don't
think
know.
it still exists in some churches.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
I
I think they took God's word to the extreme.
They
Yes,
did.
the woman is supposed to submit to her husband and obey, but why is it like the women cannot do any
Right.
they
They
can't
can't
move?
get permission
like
to go
the
to grocery
child.
store.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the
Yeah.
We
difference
need
between
groceries,
the
can I
wife and the
go?
child? Like,
Yeah.
that's what it's like
Yeah.
it's no difference.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I didn't
crazy.
see anywhere in the Bible where it was wrong for a woman to have ideas, make decisions with the kids or whatever. Yeah, bring it to your husband. He has
Yeah.
the final say, I
Mhm,
believe.
mhm.
But it's like, you can't go nowhere. You have to, dress. Now, I believe that women should dress respectful, of course.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
But
yeah.
some people just take it to
Mhm.
extreme. Like, I know some religions, you can't see nothing but the woman's eyes.
Girl, and
And
that
you
man
bet-
walking around free,
And
girl.
some
What you
cover
doing in
up
the
their eyes
summertime?
with
Their
a
eyes.
shawl, yeah.
They cover their eyes.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
have,
really?
it's like a mesh like
Yeah.
thing that goes on the eyes.
Right.
So they're covered from
Yeah.
head
I
to
have
toe.
not seen that.
I've seen a couple
I
with
didn't know
the
about
thing
that.
over their eyes, and it's they can see it just enough, because the material is thin enough for them to walk around. And see.
But actually
And-
they were
and-
saying that they can't see that good, so they have to have a guide.
And then the man is walking around free as a bird.
Oh, he's
I just
cool in
don't
the summer.
understand.
He is so cool.
What is the logic of that?
I
And
don't
I
know.
think it's like, okay, she's a married woman. We don't want any other man to look at her. I think
Mhm.
that's how the rule is.
Okay, but what about him?
I guess it don't matter.
Girl,
And
see?
it's easy for there not to be lust and that kind of thing. What you gonna look? You can't even see their eyes.
I wouldn't even want to go in public because it's like, what you doing during the summertime?
My
It's
thing
About the
is,
faint, and I'm like, I don't know.
why does the woman have to suffer because somebody else is lusting?
Yeah,
that
that's
is not
true.
her problem.
That
Like,
I don't understand.
I know churches that wouldn't even allow women to wear sandals because the men would
Oh,
see
I heard
their
about that.
their
feet.
feet. So you
Look,
have a
if
foot
you have a
fetish, and I
fetish-
have to suffer.
Right.
Yes.
So you need to see God.
I thought we was all saved. Like, why am I
They're
having
not.
to suffer?
That's the point. And I think what it is, it's not about who is really and truthfully
Mhm.
saved and really trying to follow God. It has nothing to do with
Mhm.
that. It's like, how many rules can we put on you to suppress the lust?
Mhm.
That's really what it is. Let's suppress it. And if we don't show it and we make them like almost erase our shape and erase that we're actual women, they'll feel better.
But
Oh, it's like,
listen.
oh, I ain't got to worry about that. I'm following God.
But
How?
it doesn't work, by the way. Might I add that?
Oh, no.
That doesn't
They're
work.
gonna
They
look-
still look.
Right.
There were so many
Oh yeah,
stories.
you could be covered up from head to
Thank
toe.
you.
I mean, they still gonna
They'll
look.
find a way to find something about you.
They
And
were-
in some cultures, the women can't even go out without a man being there, and it's like, I could not imagine living like that. Like,
Me
That's
You're
neither.
in
crazy.
bondage.
Yeah.
It's slavery.
Mhm.
I think too a lot of other cultures, because whether we like it or not, sex fuels this whole thing with
It
men
does.
in leadership and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. So it's kind of like, because they want to do it and they're supposed to be following these rules and
Mhm.
everything like that, they want to put rules on us. So then it's kind of like we're rendered we're not useless, but it's kind of like you can't go anywhere. They control us. That means they can use us as they want to.
Mhm.
They can trade off. You're his wife. You better not say anything. Yes, he has Sister Paula's house, and he is ministering to her in a different type of way. But you better not say anything because you are supposed to be quiet
Mhm.
and succumb under him. All of that is, yes, the Bible does say that you're supposed to do that, but is that how he would love himself?
No.
I think it's a balance. I mean, the way God intended, if the man loves you more than he loves himself,
Mhm.
then
None of that will
it
happen.
would be fine for you to
Yeah.
submit and obey him.
Mhm.
Like, he is not going to mistreat you.
Because he wouldn't
Mhm.
mistreat himself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that's the issue.
It
Like,
is.
that's why the homes are in such turmoil. The marriages is in such turmoil. Nobody wants to do it the way God
Oh,
said
yeah.
to do it.
I agree.
And it's causing complete confusion.
Mhm.
It is. And I think that I think it's human nature to want to skate on the line of I'm following God, but I'm still
Mhm.
able to do whatever I want.
Mhm.
They say it's in the name of him and it kind of falls within it, but they're still able to they do just enough to be like, no, God is pleased when really he's not. You just being a hypocrite, but
Mhm.
you know.
And you know, if I had to choose, I would definitely choose to be a woman. I love
Of course.
being a woman.
Of course.
I don't know. I just, when you think of a man I don't know, it's just better being a woman. I think we have a wonderful role.
We do.
I do not mind
Mm-hmm.
being a like a man being the head
I
of the
don't
house.
either.
I
Yeah.
I
love
have
that.
no issue with
I
that.
do not.
I find it
want to
attractive.
get
It-
very
a
Yeah.
strong
attractive.
man.
Yes.
Okay, do you? I don't know if you guys have ever seen the episode of A Different World. You know that's my favorite show.
Oh, Lord. No, we have not seen.
Okay, but there was a where Whitley and Dwayne they had got married. They had just got married, moved into their place, and they were arguing about whose stuff should stay and everything like that. And she was like, "I'm not gonna talk to him." And they're newly married, and she's like telling her friend Kim, like, "Oh yeah, girl, I got him wrapped around my finger. Like, oh he gonna come back. I ain't even worried about it." He was like, "Look, let's go home. I love you. We together. Let's go home and talk about it." He snapped and she was like, "Bye, girl." She went running after that. I said, "That is exactly what you
I'm
do."
telling you, all
It's so
women,
attractive.
whether they
It
want to,
is.
yeah, they all want it. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
they want that man to stand up and
Mhm.
be a man.
That is
Jellybacks are not cute.
No.
Oh, it is
It's not attractive.
And I feel like if anybody, I don't care who it is, pastor, friend, mother, father, if they can come in and tell you how to treat me and I'm your wife, oh, sir, no, we got a problem.
Oh, you mean like the pastor in your marriage?
Like, or anybody, like you don't have a strong enough backbone to be like, this is my family and we follow God the way we want to, and this is what's going to happen. You stay out my business. That to me, I'm like, that's right, husband.
I couldn't be with a man who allowed other people to
Oh, and or their
run
mother.
their,
the mother-in-law.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
A mama's boy? Oh no! They said leave and cleave. Okay, not to your mama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could not. I don't know. It's just so attractive to see a strong man.
It
Oh my
is,
goodness.
especially
It
a
is.
black one. No
I don't
shade
wanna
to
be-
nobody else. I love all of y'all too, but a strong black that just looks like
Yeah.
strength to me.
And I don't want to be the one to make all the decisions.
No.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
the one to.
It's stressful.
I know it sounds crazy, but I don't want to get everything I want. If it's we have bills to pay and you have a wife, oh, I want a dress or whatever.
Mhm.
No, put your foot down. Like
Yes.
she is not supposed to control the household.
No.
That's where confusion comes in, and I know it's not popular.
Talking about happy wife, happy life. Ma'am, sit down somewhere. You can be happy in other ways. Like,
Yeah, it is so attractive to just see a strong man. And I don't know, when I was in the store one time and I saw this lady, her husband was pushing the buggy and she was just fussing at him and yelling at him.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, oh my, he is so weak.
and
And
then
that's
I'm pretty sure he
embarrassing.
was miserable. Like, yes, dear,
And that makes a lot of men run off too.
and
With-
cheat or anything.
Yeah, with women trying to be the head,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it makes
Bossy
a lot
woman?
of
Yeah.
oh.
I can't stand bossy people. Period. I just cannot. And then a bossy woman.
A naggy, yeah.
And
But
don't
you
let
know
her
what?
have a jellyback husband. I mean,
He looks so weak
yeah.
and unattractive. That's
Yeah.
just not
But
cute.
you know what? I've heard it from my brothers. I've heard it from several men who are married and have families. And they say there is nothing that brings them more joy than knowing I'm taking care of my family.
Mhm.
I'm leading them. I'm taking care of them. Like, I got them. I'm the leader of my house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, they said there's no greater feeling than knowing that you are really the king of your house and everything is falling in line and God is leading. It's like, that's the best.
Mhm.
And I feel like if so many men talk about that and it falls in line with what God says, isn't that what any woman would want? Like, I would
Yeah.
want that for my
I would
husband.
want it. I mean,
I don't wanna
but
take that
everybody's
away.
not the same as
Yeah.
us. So
I wouldn't want to take that away
some
from
women
him.
want to be in charge. They just want to be in charge.
Well, be by yourself. Because I can tell you right now, being by myself, even though I've had a wonderful, exciting single life, like I have tried to make it the best that I could. And I mean, yeah, okay, sure. Sometimes you're like, man, like I'm tired of being by myself. But it's not like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm desperate for a man. It's not like that.
Mhm.
But it's like for other people, I just really wish people would take off the wait, my thought gone.
What?
It's gone, girl.
Wait, how is that going?
It's gone, girl. I was on such a good one, but then I had 3 or 4 other thoughts
Yeah.
that went with what I was saying, and then
Yeah.
I
Well,
just got lost, girl.
I'm over being single, and it's not because I'm desperate or anything. Like, I don't want to work.
But what if?
Ooh, girl,
What
that's a
if
good one.
what if the guy is like, we don't have kids.
Yeah.
Can you get a job?
Can it be from home? I'll help
He doesn't.
out.
He just wants you to get a job.
I wouldn't mind if I was,
Mhm.
Still working from
Oh,
home.
if you didn't have any kids.
Yeah, if I didn't have
and
any
it's-
kids, I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't care about
I
that
don't want
either.
to.
Yeah, me either.
If I don't have
I
any
would do a
kids,
side job. Now, if we
whatever.
have kids, I'm not working anymore.
We're
Oh,
taking
I'm
care of the
taking
baby.
care of the child.
Because it's more important to be a
Yes.
mother.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, if there is no mother raising the kids, like, what are you doing?
Mhm.
That's true.
You so worried about making money that your kids
Right.
are not being raised.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I look at it like, from looking at the man, it's kind of like, so you can't take care of them enough where she could stay home and take care of your child. Oh, you make enough to put him in daycare so she could work, but you're not man enough to take care of them.
And daycare is expensive.
It really
yeah,
is.
it is.
Like,
But I mean-
I don't get that.
I mean, to me, if a man has a job and he gets married and you
Mhm.
have kids, if he does not make enough money, I mean, and he's doing the best that he can.
Oh, now, if he's doing the
sometimes-
best,
yeah,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
sometimes, you have men that are just doing the bare minimum and he could do better, but
But
he doesn't want to.
Mhm.
But to me, I don't know. I just feel so proud being a woman because I know I've seen a lot of women who are stay-at-home moms and they really help their household. I've seen women who are like extreme couponers
Yep.
and they have
Yeah.
pantries full of food where they
Yeah.
don't have to pay groceries. Like, she is being his helpmeet.
Mhm.
And there are so many work-at-home jobs that women can do, blogging,
And
all of that.
not only
Mhm.
that, you can create things, sell it online. You don't have
Yeah.
to physically
Oh, I've
go
seen
and get
it.
a job.
Mhm.
These people get those cooking blogs where they
Mhm.
just
Yep.
cooking from home like
Yeah.
they normally do, and you getting paid for it.
And
Yeah.
you know what? I follow this family on YouTube. I love them. They have 10 kids. He's African and she's white, and they live in like the West, like the North Dakota or something.
Mhm.
But it's like, it's so beautiful to see how they do, because she stays at home. And of course, he's a pastor. Well, they say that they're both pastors and they have this big church or whatever.
Mhm.
And he has his other job, but he's mainly a pastor. He goes out and works. She homeschools all 10 of her kids.
Ooh, that's a job in
Oh,
itself.
yeah.
But then she always does videos about how to save money, like what she spends and how she saves when she goes to the grocery store. She gives helpful tips about what recipes will stretch for all of the kids and things like
Mhm.
that. And then she's like, well, you know what? We found out that we don't have to go and make, we don't have to buy yogurt and stuff like that. They make it. They make their everything. They make it. They had in the summertime. They have a garden, and she's like, we save so much money because we don't have to
Oh,
go
that's
to the
my
store
dream.
and buy the vegetables. We can grow it, and of course they have snow, like a lot of snow, so they can't grow anything in the winter.
North Dakota.
Yeah, but it's like it's such a beautiful balance
Yeah.
because she's like, oh, he doesn't even have to worry about home because she has it.
Mhm.
And that's a huge job. And
It is.
when you look at, the man in a traditional role, the man
Mhm.
goes to work, say 8 hours, and comes home.
Yeah.
He's done.
Mhm.
Oh, he gets to come home, get his hot dinner.
Yep.
How
You
can
know?
you say that being a wife and a mother is being lazy? Like, I'm going to tell you, kids are destructive. And
Oh,
you have
gosh.
to constantly clean. You have to make breakfast. You have to make lunch. You have to make dinner. You have to help
You
them
have
with the
to
homework.
keep them alive.
Your
Yeah,
job
yeah.
never
It
ends.
never ends. And even when you go to bed at night, kids wake up in the middle of the night
Mhm.
crying. Like, somebody has to do this.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
if you have to sit at a job all day long, you being a mother is gonna lack. I don't
It
care what
is.
anybody
It
says,
It is.
because you will be too tired to do what you're supposed to do as a mother. Now, if you have to work, that's one thing.
Mhm.
But I just don't understand why you'll even have men saying, "I got it. Don't worry about it. I'll make the money, and
You
raise
stay
our
home.
kids."
Yeah.
And women are like, "No, I'm being lazy," or what. And I don't get
I don't.
it.
I'm
It's,
like, who
it's
I'm
the
telling you, I
mentality
hear
of
it
today
all the time.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
who
what women
told
feel like.
you
Well,
that
they're
you're
watching
less of a
TV.
woman?
They're looking. That's how society
Mixed
thinks.
media.
today.
Okay, but-
yeah.
But are these women that you're getting this information from, are they Christians? Do they say that, hey, I am a believer in Jesus Christ? He is
Oh.
leading my life.
I'm telling you, even in Christian homes, it just have changed. I
But-
don't know
Well,
why,
they're
but
kicking out God's word, obviously.
Well, they're excluding it, not
Mhm.
kicking it out, because they say that
How
all-
are you not?
they'll
Yes, you
say that all of God's word is applied to their life. But when you break it down, they don't even mention that part. They just pull up the parts that they like or that they can
are.
follow.
Well, you're not following Christ then.
You're leaving
Well,
out-
I know that. That's
You
hypocrisy.
can't leave
to
out
me.
his word.
and I had a coworker one time. They had kids, but they were not like young. They were in
Mhm.
school. He worked the night shift. She worked the day shift.
They never saw each
And
other.
they said they in between shifts, like when she would come home, he would be walking out the door. They just give each other a kiss
no.
and they're out.
No.
How
I'm-
in the devil
What
are
kind
they
of
married?
life?
There's no intimacy. There's no connection. You are college roommates. Cause that's what it is.
And it's not that they
I
were
wouldn't
broke. She
like
said
that.
that they were not broke, but she wanted to work. And it's like, okay, if that's what you choose to do, fine.
Yeah.
But
I think you need
Like-
to pick a job that, if you just want to work, you need to find something that works with your family. Like
yeah,
that.
I don't
that's,
understand that.
You'll lose your husband that way.
But
Yeah,
you
because
know
think
what?
about it. You never have time with your husband.
There's no connection.
Maybe on the off days, and who knows if they had the same off days.
Probably not.
What do you think this man is doing? Because let me see, he worked at night. So when nighttime come, he's gone. Where is the intimacy? Like
There
There's
is
none.
none.
and more
With
than
Susie
likely
May.
somebody is gonna tip out and go with somebody else.
Yep.
I mean, it
But
messes up the marriage.
But you know what? I think outside of cheating, let's just say nobody cheats.
Mm-hmm.
To me, at the end of the day, when you get, I can't remember how old it is that you are, like some jobs will make you stop working and you have to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're retired. You can't work, he can't work, but y'all good. You have no stress for money because you have spent your life building up your funds. And now what? You have no connection. You don't even know who this person is because all of your married life, he's going to work when you coming in and vice versa. And now
think
you
of the
have,
kids. Like they never.
Man.
How
They
can
didn't
you
have
spend
That's just
family
not-
time? And kids love family time.
they do.
They love for the family just to do stuff together. You never had both of your parents at the same time.
Mhm.
They were always too busy for life.
Even if it's a teenager that's, because I know I was like that. I was over the family. I was like, can I just go to my room? But you know what? When you get older and you get out of that stupid stage, because that's, you act really
Mhm.
dumb. But when you get out of that, it's a view of, you start thinking back on how you want your family to be. And it's like, oh, well, when I was little, this is what we did. When I was a teenager, this is what my family did. And you want to mirror that in your own family.
Mhm.
But if you had a absentee family members, they're always working. How are you going to build your family? It's like you better find someone who has some idea of how it needs to go because
Mhm.
you don't know.
Mhm.
and that's why I loved our childhood. Like
Yeah, I did too.
our father worked
Mhm.
to the bone
Yeah.
Oh,
He
well,
did.
that was
to
strong.
provide because it was 10 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we saw
But
him
get-
every day.
Yeah,
We
we
did.
did.
Yeah.
We
see
used to
him
run
every day.
home and hug
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
But what was really good was we had a mother
Mhm.
every single day. When we came
Mhm.
home from school, we had dinner cooking.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was weird for her to even be gone. If she
Yeah.
was gone longer than a couple hours, we like, where mama at?
Yep.
Well, even
Yeah.
not even a couple of hours. I remember like if she went, because grandma lived right around the corner.
Yeah.
If she just got up and told the older ones, watch them, I'm gonna be gone for a little while. We wake up, the house feels different.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong? Wait,
Something's
where's
missing.
mama?
Yeah.
And then it's like she gone. It's like that's why. Well, when she coming back, we need mama back here. And it's not even when we got older. Because it's like when we all got in middle school, high school, we were washing our own clothes. We were cooking our own food.
Yeah.
Not that she didn't cook, she
Mhm.
did. But
Mhm.
like I think on Fridays we wanted to have like kitty food, like
Yeah.
cinnamon toast for dinner. So we
We
would
used
cook
to
it.
make some pizza and all that. We
Yeah.
did the cooking.
We did that on
the
Fridays,
weekend.
but it's like even when she wasn't there and we were allowed to cook whatever we wanted, the very thought of she not in the house,
Yeah.
I can't do
Yeah.
it. Mama, I don't know where's the bread?
We used to
It's like,
call
you know-
her, right? Where is this?
Where's the
Mhm.
butter? You
Mhm.
know where it's at. Oh,
And even to this day, like we were so lucky to have a mother at home, because even to this day, I'm like, okay, Brandon is coughing. What do I do? I'm calling her about everything.
because she knows.
And it's like I couldn't imagine living in a household where my mother was gone all day and I
Mhm.
only saw her at night. Like
Mhm.
I couldn't imagine that.
Yep.
For me, I just think that it's sad for other kids because I think we weren't rich, but we were rich in love and support and
Mhm.
family. Like we were rich
Super
in that way.
close. Yeah.
Which is why we're
Yeah.
so close.
We are still close.
Yeah.
Very.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure in the near future, you guys are gonna meet we call us the 7, even though our other 3 brothers, they're way older than us.
Right.
And we grew up really close with just the 7 because
Mhm.
they were off in
Yeah.
college or married and we were at
Yeah.
home. We'll let you guys meet them at another date. That's probably gonna be a really fun
It
episode.
We
I'm
had
looking
a
forward to
crazy
it.
child. It was
Yeah.
fun. We
It
had
was
a good
really
time.
fun.
The last
Not
7,
that we were
yeah.
not perfect. Did we do things that we weren't supposed to? Of course.
Yeah.
Did we do dangerous things? Yes. But we'll let you guys know. We'll put it up on the website and let you guys know in advance when that episode is coming out, because I really want you guys to get to know us. Not just about what we talk about on here about
Mhm.
other people, but I think that our lives can teach you guys a lot
Mhm,
because
yeah.
we've lived a long life, we've gone through a whole lot of things,
Yeah.
and we just want to share it with you guys.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. So come back every week, tune in, go back to the website, keep watching out. We'll let you guys know when these fun episodes come up. Please look at the Love It list. We still have things being added to. If you guys have things, please let us know. Write it down in the comments. Let us know. Reach out to us. Tell us how we're doing. If you have any subjects that you want to talk about, let us know. We want to do a Q&A, guys. So just ask us whatever. Okay? Until next time, we'll see you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into another episode of We Seek First podcast. You can find us on our blog at www.weseekfirst.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest at We Seek First. Again, thank you for your support and join us next time for a bit of encouragement as Christ encourages us.